Good morning, and how is everybody doing? Megan here in Alaska. All right, so I figured I'd share a little bit about my journey, and it might help you just understand how pliable you are. Now, as a kid, I was, by my parents and by society, of course, was labeled ADHD and severe dyslexia. Oh, yes. And so when I was a child, they put those labels on me and I believed them. And that's how pliable we are. So I believed them and I became severe dyslexic and ADHD, hyperactive. They put me on Ritalin and stuff like that when I was a kid because I was hyper or whatever. Um, all right, so I believed it. My siblings were high intelligence, smart, and I was this kid that believed in the word I can't because that's dyslexic. All right, so in adulthood, I moved and I couldn't drive in cities. I couldn't drive anywhere. I could drive, but only on back roads. All right, and then the spiritual awakening came to me. I woke up and I started doing meditations and such thing like that. And started healing my past, started doing the work. And then one day I just woke up and I said, all right, I'm going. I'm going somewhere. So I stopped talking to my mom and dad, and I stopped talking to my family and my friends. And I said, all right, um, where are you going? And I said to myself, and I said, Kentucky. I was in upstate New York at the time. And I packed my car like I was going on a camping trip, put some food supplies, vegan food supplies, and my camping gear, which is just, a hammock and, a pot and pan. Really not camping gear, just some clothes. And I said, all right. So I turned this it was an old Mercedes Benz. I turned her on and I said, all right. Woke up the next morning, turned her on. I said, all right, Kentucky. No, I've never drove it in cities, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing this. I don't know. I didn't know what exactly I was doing, what I was trying to do. But I started driving, all right? And I was feeling good. I was driving on the freeway for the first time. I'm like, I can do this. I'm doing this. I was more impressed with myself more than anything. All right. I was like, I'm doing this. I'm on the freeway. And I'm going through all kinds of stuff. And I'm like confident. But then I got to Ohio that day too. And it was about 5 o'clock when I hit that traffic. It was about 4 or 5 lanes of traffic going 90 miles an hour. And things are going in and out in front of me. I'm like, woo, I'm doing this. Hi, I'm not, I'm doing this. I'm not dyslexic anymore. I'm doing this. I am a pro driver. And I began to drive like I own the road at 90 and 80 miles an hour. Um, so this is what happened. So then I went from state to state. All right, sometimes I went backwards in my growth, my spiritual growth, took wrong turns. But I kept with my path, you know. I'm here to tell you, the path is very interesting, all right? So each state had something to teach me. And then after I learned, I was therefore to go to another state and another state. And until I learned all the lessons that I needed to learn. And I went from state to state. I learned the lessons that I needed to learn and grow and self-heal emotionally, mentally, and physically. I started doing that. I started not believing that I was dyslexic. All of a sudden, I'm not dyslexic anymore. I'm not. I'm pretty confident. I'm not DHD. I don't need any medications whatsoever. I believed in that, and I was doing my unconditional love for myself. I'm telling you, you got to step out of your comfort zone. All right. You literally, when you're on the spiritual path, that's the best thing I can tell you is step out of it. What you were taught to believe in yourself and what you do believe in yourself is not true. It's pliable. It's moldable. You could mold yourself into anything you want. So if you want to be a millionaire, you could be a millionaire. You mold yourself. You start believing it. You start believing, you know, what you are. And it comes. And you, like I said, I believed I wasn't dyslexic. All of a sudden I was intelligent. All of a sudden, you know, I'm a good driver. All of a sudden I was an excellent driver. Not, you know, and I went all cross country for the first time in my life. I would have never attempted it, believing the labels that I was. And right, I had to step out of my comfort zone. Every time you step out of your comfort zone and forget the past and forget that part of you, the more you grow, the more you expand, the more you do. All right, you're literally pliable. You're like a big lump of clay. All right, you can mold it into anything you want to be. So if you want to be a spiritual teacher, you're a spiritual teacher. If you want to be a YouTuber, you're a YouTuber. You know, just keep stepping out of your comfort zone. The spiritual path is you keep stepping out of um, your comfort zone. So you just keep doing, you keep morphing. Basically, you keep morphing until you're at the right thing. You know, that's what I'm telling you. Literally, that's what you need to do. I started doing this right from the beginning of my spiritual path. Like I said, I was labeled all these labels, and I know I'm pretty intelligent. I was never dyslexic, not even I was not even a severe dyslexic. That wasn't even true what my parents gave me or what society gave me. I'm trying to literally tell you that you're like a big ball of clay. You can bend yourself, mold yourself into anything you want. All you need to do is say, well, you know, I'm a healer. All of a sudden, you start believing that you're a healer. All of a sudden, you start learning the gifts. You start learning healing gifts. You start learning all this stuff, and you're just like, wow, I'm really quite a healer, and I'm doing really good, and I know how to do this stuff. And you just take off like you own the healing road. All right, I'm literally telling you how pliable you are once you stop believing in the labels that society, your parents gave you. You you own your mold. You can make your mold anything you want. Like I said, it's like Play-Doh or clay. You can mold it to any animal you want, any bowl you want, any person you want, anything you want. You're moldable like a molded clay. You're a big lump of clay. You can mold it into anything you want. All right. That's what I'm trying to tell you about the spiritual path. You believe that you are, step out of your comfort zone again, believe it, become it, and you are it. All right? And it literally just comes true. It really, the universe just gives it to you, and then all of a sudden you are just in fact that. Um, I wanted to tell you guys this because I tell you what, I stepped out of my comfort zone. I've never felt better. I've been going across America for about 3 years now, just state to state. Sometimes I was just sleeping in the woods. Sometimes, you know, I was this woodsman. I was a survivor. You know, I did that too. Oh, I applied myself and molded myself so many times. But each time I molded myself, the more I grew, the more I became. You know, I'm literally telling you for this. Um, this is what my spiritual path was. I'm molding myself now, and I've molded myself. As a little girl, I always dreamed of being in Alaska. Here I am in Alaska. You know, I want to mold something very good to help society, to help people out. And so I'm going for my creator dream. I'm going uh, for something because I know it's going to serve mankind very beautifully. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going on YouTube sharing this because you know what? It's literally, I want to show how much power each and every one of you have in you. I mean, I was labeled all these things, couldn't even drive. And here I am driving across the state all around. All right? Literally, you're a molded clay, and all you have to do is mold it into what you want, and you are that. Believe that you are, and then all of a sudden you are that. You have everything you want. Like I said, it's like you're a lump of clay. Whatever you decide to mold it into, you literally can mold it into. I wanted to give you this because I tell you what, it helped me out. And it's helped a lot of people out. And to tell them this because it's part of the spiritual path is stepping out of your comfort zone. You need to step out of your comfort zone. If you're going to stay in your comfort zone, you're not going to grow. If I would have stayed as a dyslexic, crippled girl in that little place, I would have never grown. But I stepped out and molded myself into something. I molded myself in a good driver. I molded myself that I'm not dyslexic. I molded myself, I'm a survivor. You know, I molded myself that, I molded myself in so many different ways and learned so many different things. So each state that I went to, I learned what I needed to learn. Sometimes I went backwards a little bit or took a wrong turn, but I got back on the path. I'm an indigo. That's what they labeled me as an indigo. I'm literally telling you that each and every one of us has this gift. Um, telling you I was molded. I molded myself, and telling you from a true story from a girl that was labeled a severe dyslexic, ADHD, and went on medications. Uh, she can't. And I molded myself, and, well, gee, I am not those things now. I'm a good driver. I'm very highly intelligent. Oh, yes, I molded myself. I'm not hyperactive. I'm not, you know. I molded myself a bunch of times. Oh, I'm a survivor. Oh, I can do this. Oh, you know. Um, I started doing my path, and in the middle of the path, this came out of my vortex. I manifested being here in Alaska because as a kid, this was my dream: is to be in Alaska and to be up here and become something. And I'm really be stepping into my higher self, trying to manifest my dreams, trying to do the things that I need to do because it's service to others and not service to self. But I tell you what, this path has been so beautiful to me. Yes, we've had our struggles, and the papers weren't always pretty, but they taught me a lot of things. I'm telling you, this path is the most beautiful thing. It's literally what I can say is stick to your unconditional love for yourself and others. Keep doing it. Keep your faith in the universe, and I tell you what, you'll fly like an eagle and you'll be free. Free like an eagle, close to the heavens. And I thought I'd share this with you today. It might help you, might give you a little bit inspired. You're a mold of clay. Do something with it. Mold it. Absolutely love you. In Alaska now. I'll catch you guys later.